I think you've believed a lie. If you were like most business owners that I talk to, then you probably have this underlying belief that it's impossible to write blogs, write evergreen content that generates sales, is good for SEO, but doesn't feel like to create or to read. And I'm here to tell you that that is just not true. Creating evergreen content that generates sales for your business and serves your ideal client at the same time is possible. But the problem is most business owners have the complete wrong approach to creating evergreen content, to creating SEO-friendly blogs for their business. So to fix that, let's back way up to the foundation of your content marketing strategy. Don't worry, it's not going to take forever. You're not going to have to sit around a fire, cross-legged singing Kumbaya for hours on end to fix this issue, but it is going to take just a tiny bit of soul searching, shall we say. And that is this. Why are you in business? Really, why? Why are you in business? Why do you do what you do? Why are you spending your one precious life doing what you're doing in your business right now? Why aren't you just working at McDonald's flipping burgers? Like, there's a reason that you're in business, and it's probably for more than just to make a whole bunch of money, right? You don't get out of bed, go to work every day without anybody making you just to make a couple extra bucks, right? You are in business for a reason. You have a deep why, and I want you to think about what that is, maybe do a little bit of journaling, and get back to the root of why you're in business. I actually have a really great exercise. I call it my wagon wheel why, to help you dig deep and get to the why of why you're in business. Why? I sound like one of my kids, but it's really important. So go ahead and grab that exercise if you'd like. If not, if you can easily rattle off your why, then keep rocking on. But when you are crystal clear on your why you are in business, then it makes everything else so much easier, including your content marketing strategy. For example, one of my past clients, they created all natural horse supplements to help horses feel better, live longer, and perform better if they are performance horses, right? So for them to come up with content ideas, for me to come up with content ideas for them, super easy, right? Another one of my clients, she's an accountant and a bookkeeper, and she helps small businesses and families to know where their money's going, to understand their finances so that they can steward their money better and spend more time with their family, right? Super easy to create great content around that. Another one of my clients, she helps moms to streamline their homes and get processes and systems in place so that they spend less time on housework and can spend more time enjoying their kids. So when you know your why, it's really easy to create content that's going to serve your ideal client and ultimately generate sales. But I have 3 main mindset shifts that I want to walk you through to help you get there. Now, hang tight for number 3, because it is the nail in the coffin or the clincher, so we say. Okay, mindset shift number 1, you might have already guessed it, but mindset shift number 1 is this: create content to serve first. Now, yes, your content should sell. Your content marketing strategy should be driving leads. It should be driving sales. If it's not, let's fix that. But create content that serves first. Because for starters, when you know that that piece of content that you just poured your heart and soul into, or somebody on your team poured, time and energy, and you poured money into, when you know that that piece of content was first written to serve somebody, not just sell and make a buck and feel like a giant sleazeball, when you know that that piece of content was created to serve, then it's really easy to, 1, create it, and 2, to share it and just unashamedly and boldly publish it and promote it, because you know that it's going to help somebody. It's going to make their lives better. It's going to solve a problem. And at the end of the day, that's why we're in business, is to help people, right? Mindset shift number 2 is this. SEO strategies are going to help you get found and help your content get found by the right person. And it doesn't have to be crazy complicated. But when your content is created to serve first, then all the SEO elements like keywords, keyword research, keyword placement, LSI keywords, structure, blog length, internal links, external links, like all of those SEO elements and more, they flow from the heart of service. And so those SEO elements are easy to weave in and simple when you have the right strategies, simple to weave in and to create this piece of content that will holistically serve your ideal client and generate sales and traffic for your business. And bonus, when you think serve first, then the content ideas really flow so easily. And if you don't already have my Keyword Research Kickstart, make sure to grab that, because then you can take those, very authentic ideas and know exactly how to do the keyword research to find the right keyword to help you communicate that idea, get found by the right person, and ultimately serve them with your content and then your products. And mindset shift number 3 is this. Don't be afraid to sell, because if you are not selling to your ideal client, then you cannot ultimately serve them the way that you want to serve them. Let's say that you have a physical product that really changes somebody's life and makes it easier for them to get around, to walk better, to feel better, whatever. You can talk about it until you're blue in the face, but until they purchase that product, they can't actually use it to feel better, right? If you don't sell your thing, then you are not ultimately able to serve your people in the way that God has gifted and called you to do and the way that you want to. When you truly believe that you have a solution, when you have something that people need, a gift that God has given you to help people, then selling becomes effortless. In fact, Romans 15:1 in the Message says that strength is for service, not for status. And so when you can offer your gift like it is a gift, because it is, and you can offer it like that, then selling, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, like my kids like to say. And if you struggled with that, don't feel bad, because I feel like in the world we live in, there's two sides of the ditch. On one side of the ditch, you have the used car salesman feeling sales tactics that just feel gross all over, right? And you have people that are creating that kind of content, right? Comment read that or something like that. If you've ever read content or watched content on the internet that just feels to read, right? And I know that that's not the kind of content that you want to create. So that's why these mindset shifts are so important, because I don't want you in the slimy sales bag ditch of selling using your content on the internet. But I also don't want you to fall into the typical blogger side of sales on the internet, especially as a business owner, because you're not just writing content for pennies on the dollar for ad revenue, right? You are writing content that is going to generate sales for your business. So you need to have the right mindset around serving first, using great SEO strategies to make it simple to find you, and selling unashamedly, because you know that God has given you a gift and a solution that people need. Because when you truly believe that your product is a solution to a need, then it's really easy to present it as a solution. And just like you wouldn't feel bad for offering food to a starving person, why do you feel bad? Why do we often feel bad for offering our product or service as a solution naturally within our content? And this, my friends, is the foundation for great content marketing. Understanding your client and the problems that they have as it relates to your product or services, and then interweaving great SEO elements in that content so that it gets found and can serve your client. That's where it's at. And hey, when you've done your keyword research the right way, like I teach you in the Keyword Research Kickstart, then you know that you're creating your content around something that's actually being searched. Now, how do you publish those blogs? How do you publish that evergreen content so that it actually leads to sales? Well, I've got a checklist for you right here in this video.